Small business is, by definition, more close to the customer than a large business can be. So if I ran a small business, one of the things I'd want to do is I'd want to know each of my customers individually, and if there are too many of them for me to know, I might have another colleague or two, and between the three of us or four of us, we know each of them individually. I'd want personal relationships with those customers. I'd want to recognize them to the extent I could, on the street or in my store, whatever. It's very old-fashioned. It's very old-fashioned. But I can use computers to augment my memory now. When I see somebody coming in, I can't quite remember what they bought yesterday, but I know their name. I can quick look it up. And how did that dog collar go? Did your dog like that? I should be able to do that kind of thing. I think one tool you could use is a kind of a metaphor. Jeff Bezos does this at Amazon, but and the president of Siemens did this. This is where I first heard about it. When you're having a discussion about marketing or sales or service or anything related to the customer, take a folding chair and open it up and put it in the room. And imagine one of your best customers is sitting in that chair. What would you say, given that your best customer is going to overhear you? Okay? Discipline your conversation so that you always have your customer's interest at heart, and you don't try to deceive customers or fool them or trick them or conceal things from them. That doesn't mean that you open up to trade secrets and everything else. You can be discreet. But imagine that the customer was in the room with you when you have your management discussions. I think social media is a terrific vehicle for being really authentic with customers, showing your human side, recovering from mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and people make mistakes. And when you recover from a mistake, you're showing your human side. I think social media is very critical for that. I also think it's important to establish the right monitoring systems so that when someone tweets a complaint or mentions you in Instagram or Facebook, or something, that you actually get a notification, that you can follow up on that. Because people today expect almost instant interaction. And if they've mentioned your name and it's been more than a week, it's like it's a century in internet time. In order to be trustable, it requires you to be proactively trustworthy. You proactively watch out for the interests of your customers. So I would look for opportunities to show that proactivity. For instance, when it is not inappropriate, if a competitor of yours has a better configured product or service for this particular customer situation, I would be free with the recommendation. I would be eager to recommend a competitor. Every time you recommend a competitor to your customer, you are bigger than the competitor. You're more authoritative. I would give your customer as objective an opinion as possible. I would make objective comparisons. If your product or your service is worse in a certain area than someone else, I would admit it. I wouldn't go overboard with this, but I'd want to be honest and authentic with my customers to convince them that I actually can be trusted, that I have their interest at heart.